Hi there and welcome to another drum video lesson with myself, Simon Brett from Kensington Temple, discovered Berkshire Maestros and Zigaband drums and percussion, and still continuing to study the Drum Grooves book. Today we're going to be looking at 8th note grooves, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. However, we're going to be playing some 16th notes on the bass drum. As a result, the 16th notes are counted 1 E and a 2 E and a. So as a result, there's going to be some bass drums which are played in between the hi-hats. For example, if I was to play an 8th note pattern here, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I was to play bass drums in between, it would sound something like this. So I hope that kind of demystifies a little bit of the relationship between 8th notes and 16th notes. Essentially, 16th notes are double the 8th notes, 8 times 2, 16, etc, etc. So what I'm going to do, we're going to play a couple of grooves here. Snare drum playing on the 2 and the 4 as standard, and the first pattern is going to involve the bass drum on the 1 and the E of 1, and then the bass drum on the 3 and then the E of 3. So it should sound a little bit like this. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1 E and 2, 3 E and 4. So because the E of 1 and the E of 3 are 16th notes, that's where the bass drum's playing. That's going to be in between the hi-hats. 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 and. So, and you just whack a snare drum in there on the 2 and the 4. 1 E and 2, 3 E and 4. It's really good for your coordination, really good to kind of split up your right hand and your right foot. And yeah, it sounds quite nice when you speed up to a real world kind of tempo. So that's what I'm going to do now. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, I'm going to develop that a little bit more now. We're going to play a groove which has a bass drum on the 1, the and of 1, and then the duh of 1, the duh of 1. Because the duh of 1 is an exclusive 16th note, that's going to be in between the hi-hats on the and of 1 and 2. So a little bit easier to demonstrate it than to explain it. Here we go. So this is the next pattern, bass drums on the 1, the and of 1 and the duh of 3. Sorry, the duh of 1, beg your pardon. And then I'm going to play it on the 3, the and of 3, and then the duh of 3. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and slow. 1 and a 2, 3 and a 4. So the bass drums on the 1 and the ands, and the 3 and the and are with the hi-hat, because they're kind of 8th notes, and then the bass drum on the duh of 1 and the duh of 3 are exclusively 16th notes, so they're going to go in between the hi-hats. 1, 2, 3, 4. And a little tip which helped me develop this was to get my right hand away while I pushed the bass drum in. And just be a little bit more forceful with it, with that pedal. Okay, a little bit more real world. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Bass drums on the 1, the E of 1, and then the D of 1. So it's kind of like a combination of the grooves that we've done so far. So 1, the E of 1, and then the D of 1. Those bass drums on the E of 1 and the D of 1 are going to be in between the hi-hats. So a little bit more coordination required here. And then I play the bass drum again on the 3, the E of 3, and then the D of 3. Go slowly. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. A little bit more real world now. Okay, so there you go. 8th note grooves on the hi-hat, but 16th notes being played on the bass drum. Some will go with the hi-hat, some will go without the hi-hat, depending on whether they're 1 and 2 and, or whether they're on the E and the D of 1, 2. You can get some quite nice grooves happening with that. For example, thinking off the fly here, 1 and 2, 3 and 4. That might tickle your fancy, and then yeah, so just get them happening. Snare drum on the 2 and the 4, get some backbeat happening, and yeah, get some pretty nice things happening with that. Helps you with coordination as well. Well, I hope you got something from that, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.